In Russia, a group of prisoners is being transported to a state prison. On the way, the guards stop at a gas station and give them 5 minutes for a break. One prisoner, a young man with a skull tattoo on his neck, is missing when it's time to leave. A guard finds him and jokes that if they hadn't, he would have frozen or been eaten by wolves. The prisoner silently returns to the vehicle. At the prison, he is met with insults. He's assigned a cell and a few personal items. His new cellmate says he hates sharing a cell. The prisoner responds that they now have something in common. The cellmate warns that his last roommate didn't last a month. The new prisoner replies that he'll be gone in 3 days, and if he stays longer, the cellmate will regret it. The cellmate jokingly invites him to eat together, but the prisoner refuses. Later, while working out, a group of tough inmates tells him to leave the gym. He refuses, and a fight breaks out. The guards stop it and bring him to Semyon Krony, a feared crime boss who controls operations from inside the prison. Semyon asks who he is. The prisoner says he's Craven, a hunter of men. He kills Semyon and his men with precision. Craven then escapes the prison using his enhanced abilities. He breaks through walls, dodges bullets, and climbs to freedom. His cellmate watches and laughs, saying he kept his promise of staying only 3 days. Outside, a wolf tries to attack Craven, but he calms it with his powers. He boards a plane and removes his tattoo. Back in the US, at a boarding school, Sergei Kravinov and his brother Dmitri are surprised to learn their father is picking them up. Their father, Nikolai, tells them their mother died, claiming she was too weak to live. Dmitri asks if they're going to her funeral, but Nikolai says she didn't earn that honor. She had been locked away for opposing him. Nikolai says a true hunter must never fear, telling Sergei about a beast called the Tsar, a giant lion that killed dozens of men. He views hunting as a noble art and plans to go to Tanzania. Elsewhere, Calypso, a girl with tarot powers, speaks with her grandmother, who gives her a potion and warns her to use it only when necessary. While hunting, Nikolai praises Sergei and smears gazelle blood on his face as a ritual. Dmitri is disturbed by the killing, and Nikolai scolds him. That night, Sergei comforts Dmitri. Later, Nikolai tells other hunters that Dmitri is not his legitimate child and insults his late wife. They prepare to hunt the Tsar. One hunter asks Nikolai why he wants to kill it. Nikolai replies that those who hunt legends become legends. Later, Alexei asks to partner with Nikolai, but Nikolai mocks him as weak and unwanted. During the hunt, Dmitri hopes the Tsar will appear, so his father will leave them. The Tsar shows up. Sergei sees it's not an enemy, but Nikolai shoots at it, causing it to attack Sergei. As Sergei lies wounded, he tells Dmitri to run. Calypso sees the lion and gives Sergei her potion to save him. Sergei is taken to a hospital and dies, but comes back to life after 3 minutes. His father and brother visit, but Nikolai scolds him for not killing the lion. Back home, Sergei finds a letter from his mother, apologizing for not being there. Then Nikolai, using a fake voice, calls him. Nikolai demands Sergei become strong like him and not weak like his mother. He says Dmitri will return to the US, while Sergei will take over the family business. He shows Sergei the dead Tsar as a trophy. Enraged, Sergei says the lion should have killed him. A hawk appears, and Sergei feels a connection. He decides to escape. He takes money, a passport, a tarot card, and Calypso's potion. During his escape, he falls from a height but is unharmed. Dmitri begs him not to leave, but Sergei says he must go. He travels to his mother's homeland. There, he lives in the wild and begins to understand his powers. He kills hunters who waste animal lives. In Russia, Sergei parts ways with a friend and later receives a message from Dmitri. Then, a group of hunters attacks him, but Sergei defeats them easily. Craven, now in New York, hunts and kills Andrei Lavinia, a trafficker. Meanwhile, Calypso mourns her friend Samantha, a lawyer who was murdered by Semyon. At the funeral, she gives a speech condemning the broken system. Craven, watching, later approaches her and tells her he killed the man responsible. He gives her a tarot card she once gave him. She is surprised he found her after so many years. Craven says he's a hunter now and asks for her help. Calypso researches him and learns he's a feared vigilante. When they meet again, she asks about his tiger fang and why he hunts. Craven says he chose a different path from his father and now hunts evil people to make the world better. Calypso says she once worked as a lawyer in New York but moved to London. Craven gives her a list of criminals and says justice sometimes requires action. She warns him that going after them could hurt the people he loves. Elsewhere, Alexei, known as the Rhino, hears Craven has killed someone in his network. He calls a meeting with other criminals, offering a partnership, but only to one. When they mock him, he uses a serum to become invincible. One kills the others to join him. Later, Dmitri performs at a bar using his voice mimicry talent. He and Nikolai meet with the Rhino's new ally. When the ally tries to double-cross them, Nikolai and Dmitri eliminate him and his men. Nikolai then tells Dmitri to toughen up and stop being weak. Alexei learns Nikolai survived and plans another attack. He finds out Craven is actually Sergei and sends this intel to a mysterious bounty hunter. This man easily kills a guard in a Russian prison, showing his deadly skills. Meanwhile, Sergei visits Dmitri for his birthday. They spend the day together. Sergei dresses up for the occasion and exposes a cheating boyfriend at a restaurant. Dmitri expresses how hurt he is by their father's disapproval. Nikolai arrives with wine and insists on a toast. Despite their differences, the three drink together.